Welcome back, Visions fans. Ready Player Will here. Another video about Ibara after the one I released yesterday, talking about her overall. And there's been a lot of back and forth from what I've seen on the subreddits and other content creator channels and discords about some people really not enthused with her release and really poking holes at some of her weaknesses. And I'm here to actually show you what she looks like in the top end of the game, if you will. I have two different replays against two different light metas that hopefully you'll get an idea of what we were essentially talking about. So I'm going to highlight the two different builds and then we'll see the videos. So the build that I was experimenting with is one that we have played with a while ago in terms of, we'll call it Toxic Evade, where the concept is basically jacking up the entire party's evasion by both Elena's luck card, the Rob vision card, which gives 20 evasion, the Nivlu TMR. The general concept is that it's Toxic Evade. Engelbert has the Mithril armor on here. He's got both Immortal Courage, and the Zombie Mask for re-raise. Elena obviously has a bunch of evasion built in. He's wearing Tetrasulfide, she's wearing the Shimra, and this has worked with some relative success that Engelbert won't get hit for a handful of turns. He'll get Sentinel off, both re-raises, and long story short, he basically just can't kill him. But this is a hyper evade team. I know the Santa Claus aren't on anybody here yet, so do it. You know, it's not as great as it could be, but this works. This is a really evasive comp. We'll leave it at that. The lightning comp we're going to look at here, this is one of my guildmates who has built Ibara already. He has her fully built, and we have a showcase on what he can do with her. This is what he's currently running, and so a lot of people, and myself included, one of the biggest demerits was that she has no guaranteed hit. And to me, I don't think that's a problem. I think there's enough ways to give people accuracy in the game that it's not the end of the world. There's some people that I've heard from that think it is. And quite frankly, I'm going to show you why I think I'm right. So you can see here that he's got the spectacles on her, which the aim build gives her that 26% accuracy. But you'll also note that the Aegon card here, as many of you may remember or forget, gives 15% extra accuracy to the party as well. Well, let's actually see how this lightning comp works against this hyper evade light comp. All right, so this is obviously not intended to necessarily be like the best attack team. This is really just to highlight Ibara, and you'll see why I say that. So the fight essentially starts off, and you get that giant evasion buff. Elena comes in here with Stella Artis, really great buff. Normal stuff from Charlotte to attract aggro. This is the first turn buff that essentially is the Man-Eater and all the other modifiers. A 9S, and the concept, I think, behind the strategy of this attack team is to make 9S essentially goes far forward to kind of disrupt how they essentially attack. And not that it's a great strategy. He's going to die immediately here in a second, you'll see. But the basic idea is to try to go in there and cause some chaos early and get a pick early. But the important thing to watch at this point on, Charlotte's going to take a hit here. Ibara's going to come in and just devastating amounts of damage to both of them. And these are fully evasive units, and yes, Jaden and Engelbert will evade given the amount of evasion built into them with the buffs and with the espers and things of that nature. So absolutely one shots max damage to Jaden. This Engelbert takes about 8100 damage, so he's one hit, but both of them get hit. Charlotte's gonna come in here, miss, no big deal, that's working as intended. Bam! Elena, goodbye. 8600 damage and another max damage to Engelbert. Now both of them proc courage here. No big deal, they have courage, that's cool. Elena's going to attack Charlotte. You can see relatively minor damage. She's going to come in here and just finish both of them off with an AoE. But Ibara has zero problems with accuracy, given the Aegon card and the spectacles here, and absolutely just staggeringly high amounts of damage output here, with overall good AI in terms of how she used the turn rotation and didn't overextend. And agility-wise, seems to be right in line with what Charlotte and wants to do in terms of potential pacing. But that's number one. The second video we're going to watch here is against our current defensive wall. Yes, I am showing you a video of our current defensive light wall. Some people in the community might understand why I say that with a smile on my face. I'll leave it there. I don't really care if you see our light wall. So essentially it's a basic buff of sustain where they kind of turtle up. The hope is to get as much courage and re-raise off. No sustain. It's kind of an aggro style unit where she won't use Kiraga. It's more like Sonic Wings and Prey and more speedy abilities, re-raise. But the point is that it should essentially outlast you. And you can see 9S here is being dumb again, getting absolutely demolished early on. That's not why we're watching this video. But Ibara's going to come out here. He's actually got the TMR of Black Rose Elena this time. So that little variation. Pretty normal back and forth of things so far. Nothing to really remark on. But Ibara's going to come here to Elena. 5,800 damage. Procs to courage. Almost one hits her. No accuracy problems. So now we're going to continue the battle here. Ibara's going to walk forward. Goodbye. 8,700 damage to Yuna. Goodbye. Now, perfect magic evasion. That's her reflex. So yes, that's very powerful. Goodbye. One shots the Jaden. No accuracy problems. Re-raise. Cool. We'll see if Jaden can clutch this. Nope. That's fine. And so I think what people sleep on is that although yes, like Charlotte's the one delivering these final blows here, that's the whole point, is that Ibara's vision card in terms of the AoE resistance, in terms of the dexterity proc, the critical hits, in terms of getting people low and getting them in a one hit, it's really easy pickings after that. So anyone that's saying Ibara is like unplayable or not a 100 cost unit or not very strong or can't contend with the light meta, like, you definitely, like, not the case. Everything I've seen so far points to that she can. So I thought this was really interesting. I wanted to share with everybody, and that's it. So have fun building her if you do, and I'll talk to y'all soon.